dollars. It's two storylines. You've got the queen of Kioway.
These two brutal competitors who've gone for a lot of comfort, I'd say, for Geltek Cyber Team, going for the EECA playstyle, the clip that we didn't see for the majority of the tournament, finally here for Tokyo.
And immediately, right off the bat, Sandra, unfortunately losing out their flicker early on is going to make this 2v2 a little bit harder. Luckily, Cho in the early stages of the game going to be able to do things like that. Guerrero has to be a little careful here to maintain that pressure.
We got that first blood rate comparison. Geltek Cyber Team, they usually take a bit longer to get into the game. Meanwhile, though, GXP, known for the early aggression, and that's where I'll have a little bit of my doubts here. For the Akai pick on Fa.
What? What's wrong with it? I think that the overall composition seems good. They at least have a disengage mechanic. You know, it doesn't necessarily always have to be Fa being the aggressive one. First, Sophia loses her own flicker, and at this point, the mid lane is down to an even state. But just notice, everybody's coming down to the mid lane. Everybody's here like it's a petting zoo. Everybody wants a piece of it. Sandra, unfortunately, this time, walked a little too far. Guerrero has to back out.
Seems like it don't matter. Akai, Assassins, it'll still be first blood for GXP. But a little bit back onto that topic, I feel like for GXP, especially yesterday against Na'Vi, it really felt like with these utility jungles in hand, it's not the comfort, it's not GXP, it's a good composition, it's just not Galaxy Phoenix that we've come to know.
Yeah, but this is the personality that I love to see from both of these teams, right? Just hyper-aggressive, I win lane, I win game type situations. Both of them can really get dirty during the scrum, so I think that at this point, as much as I love GXP, I do want to see like what the peak of team fighting compositions, or at least brawling compositions, would look like between the two.
And we'll find out who's going to win those 50-50s. So far, Ling on the Paquito, as expected though, winning on the lane just by getting the XP grab. You really have a hold on that. As they set up for turtle number 1, GXP have a massive advantage coming into this with the Akai heavy spin. And Kuejo, just like any other Atlas, no level 4 just yet. Liubon chunked down as well. This looks great for Galaxy Phoenix.
Yeah, it just means that unfortunately for GCT, they're not going to be able to contest this, but let's see. It could be anybody's game here. Sandri playing with fire, getting really close as Ling trying to keep Kioway out of this. And it looks like they should be able to get this no problem. Kioway won't have the magic trick hat-trick to get in, and fought instantly with a heavy spin, locking down one as the backline getting tight. Lubon finds it into Sophia with the help of the Black Dragon form, and it only gets worse from this point onwards. Real-world manipulation slows them down, but not enough to nail them in. Winnie, I'm surprised, made it all the way, tried to go for the double wave here, and will give up just a little bit of that holy shielding.
Yeah, she's going to have to lose a bit of those mini waves as well. Heck, a whole cannon minion. She decides to stay in the mid lane here. Try to go for an ambush, but no, he just clears it out. And this gives Tokyo a bit more of an advantage to play with, because luckily for her, the gold crab spawns as well in the bottom lane. So gold lead, yes, GXP still on it with a kill and a turtle advantage. But Tokyo's farming up a storm on the Clint.
I love the fact that Tokyo this time not making the same mistakes as yesterday. Realize, you know what? As much as I don't want this carry to walk back into lane, it's also not worth dying just to deny her that space. But for now, GCT looking for that response. Lima now getting hit by the deadly magic. Fortunately, no kill just yet. Didn't even force out too many battle spells as well.
Great Shun Pu. The poise and the composure on these ladies for a third place match. I feel like a lot of the jitters were already thrown out yesterday in the semifinals, right?
I was thinking the same thing.
They're so much more comfortable here playing it out. Even Fa, yesterday on the Akai, it really seems like she went in a bit too aggressive a lot of times, using the heavy spin earlier than what you want to have that ability for. But this time, we see the usage of it just perfectly done. Here in the mid lane as well, they give up Cryo, but they rotate to the bottom lane. Very well played. Tokyo's going to have to deal with this.
I mean, no matter what, with the flicker and the way of the dragon, their wombo combo. Okay, a little overkill here, but more importantly, even the heavy spin, unfortunately, there should be trading objectives on either side. And luckily, at least the turtle is spawning in 6 seconds. I think for GXP, they're just going to commit all the way to get rid of this tier 1. And unfortunately, GCT, they look back and they're like, oh, wait a minute, they're not getting off of the tier 1.
Dude, when it comes to sieging GCT, they got so much damage. Ling, though.
Damage is good. RWM comes out. Sanji out of position this time, but the Fatal Link does pull one back. Almost gets a disengage, but luckily, Lubon says no. Petrify is still good as they start making their way down. Fa and Winnie need to steal this away. Retribution battle. Fa takes the turtles. The Black Dragon form has been activated. Winnie in trouble. Forced to flicker. Do they want to dive this? They're going to make the attempt. Good dodge shot. Residue activated. Tokyo getting the last shots in, but it's just not enough.
So close yet so far, but GCT, again with the siege of a Harley, a damage dealer in your jungle. You open up, you leave these turrets vulnerable, and these structures will fall in their face. Tokyo as well. Straight into the bottom lane, no assist, nothing on the teamfight participation just yet. But two structures for the two turtles that GXP have gotten, and you get to see the goal difference here from every single member. Even in the lanes that GXP have put a lot of effort to ganking, it's still GCT with the advantage. It's an 80 gold lead. Oh, solo kill.
Oh, shot residue already procced here. Lubon, does he want to actually stick around for the wave? No, he's going to call it off, even though Quejo is actually nearby. She's already spotted all four of the members making this attempt to potentially dive if they stick any longer. And that's going to be a trade once again in favor of GXP. Another turret goes into their hands.
Now it's back to the slow game. GXP finally able to get a structure on the board, and it's through this Paquito being an oppressive force. Oh, all in!
Oh, now they find the angle to get they have a spin out and actually catches two. Quejo can't seem to get out of this, but the Fatal Links onto three targets is great. Right into the Petrify, into the Black Dragon tail. The combo's good, but Winnie takes Quejo out. Needs to get out of there. Ling flickers forward. Tokyo tries to cut him down, but luckily Ling still makes it out.
GXP, whenever they go in, I mean, we saw glimpses of this in the bottom lane, that overkill nature of them. When they go in, dude. They go galaxy deep.
Yep, I think at this point, they just need to figure out how much they really need to like get value for their resources. I know there's that big guarantee, but it feels like they're overpaying. And now Ling getting hit by Deadly Magic, including Retribution. One more auto attack might be enough, but too late. The Deadly Magic is already popped. Kyoei is going to chase it, play it nice and slow, and it's super understandable. You're too far forward, Ling just instantly one-shots you.
It's too much damage to deal with from both XP on the Paquito and Kyoei on the Harley. And the fun fact is that GXP just have no control to get this neutral objective despite Kyoei shown up top. And I think we got to go back to that point of the resource management here. GXP, yes, they need to calculate which abilities to use, but I think in particular they need to save the heavy spin for either a neutral objective take or to peel for the backliners. This is the entire reason they went for the Akai. Everybody's got Flicker. That's the gamble they played with. And if Fa uses the heavy spin early, that's what'll happen. Guejo just gets a massive set and she's already eyeing it.
They gotta be dependable. They got Lima in trouble now, as both sides have been contesting the mid-wave here. It's going to be a free turtle for Fa as they start to open up the map. But look at the position of Ling right now as the combo is good. Quejo forced to get on out of there. Ling. RWM to make the response. Ling gets Quejo, but gets traded instead. Not that worth it. I mean, I thought maybe they could really start pushing out Gen.G out away from the mid-tier one, but the ideas are there.
It's a gamble. I see the idea, I see the vision, but I agree, it's not worth it. Definitely not here. Galaxy Phoenix, they lose their XP, one of their main damage dealers around these team fights. Someone that you need to stay on the map right now to actually get some more to defend turrets. Again, GCT, as long as they play with Sheriff Tokyo, it just seems like they're going to take these structures down every single time when you leave these structures alone. We get to see the replay again. It's the all-in here. Flicker baited up from Quejo, but Ling just walks up, getting the knockout. Not worth it. The rest of the team comes in, and Liubon, of all people, was the one to get it. We have to talk about the flickers again.
Yep.
If GCT are able to bait the heavy spin, even with the Fatal Links, that means that Kyoei, Liubon will have a free way to just jump in the backline, and especially with this Dragon at 5-0. It's a massive threat to both Sophia and Winnie.
You know what? Let's pull up the item list to see how truly dangerous this Dragon is actually going to be in this game. Because at this point, like, I'm looking at Winnie, she's already like 3-1. She's almost there, complete to that third item. But wow, the strongest ever going to be. Sophia tries her best. Somebody needs to clean this up, but it looks like GCT get away with this huge punish for Geltek.
Oh no, the flicker burnt as well. That was brutal. GXP a bit miscoordinating the resources there as well. A little bit of a bad call, I'd say. The gold lead is crazy. Lemma, though,
There's only so much they can really do here. The fiddlings right into each other. The combo is perfect. It is good. And Kyoe should be able to close this one out, even after the way of the dragon. I mean, so far, GXP, is it the lack of information here, or is it just one mistake after the other? They haven't been able to kind of find their footing once more.
This is why I feel like the Akai pick again fits their composition really well, Gideon, but doesn't seem too GXP. They're so used to having Fa on an assassin, they could go for the cleanup. Now they don't. Yep. They have Fa on someone to peel in the back, so even when you go for those bombastic plays, there's no one to really capitalize on it.
I mean, if they do want to capitalize on it, they gotta make sure that combo is set, right? I think it's just a little bit of disconnect. Oh, wait, hold on. It's gonna be a Mystic Gush onto Liu Bong, and now they can't exactly clear the wave effectively without having to send people up. Lima's gonna try, and with his presence alone, that just means that GCT are gonna start backing away. Cho is still a problematic hero to deal with.
Sophia's super trigger happy on that Mystic Gush, dude.
Oh yeah.
Oh my lord, it almost seems like every time she has it up, she's gonna use it on somebody as long as she lands the Mystic Projectile. There's a lot of galaxies to play with, I mean with that skin as well, but you gotta calm down here, especially considering you have a flicker that's easily baited out by an RWM or even a dragon that'll be used by Liu Bong to get away from bot.
Okay, they use the heavy spin as a means to kind of delay this tower take. However, with the deadly magic as well as the RWM, it's more than enough to blast them out. Sophia even using the Mystic Gush here, not targeting the wave, but instead targeting Kyoe. Now, with all the main abilities gone, this inhibitor is basically going to go down for free. What can they do to stop it?
Nothing. The Mystic Gush is already down. They don't have any resources to play with in Tokyo. Now with the Melfic gun, we were already talking about how good the siege is for GCT with their range and their double damage dealers.
Oh, a forced play coming in here, flickering to the way of the dragon. Liu Bong looking to respawn onto Lima's side, pulls in the carry with the fatal links. Liu Bong takes her out.
Winnie didn't have enough time to react to that play. Kueho, perfect match, cancels the animation with a flicker, instantly goes for the fatal link. Sophia!
It's good. It's good. Deadly Magic, 1.7k, worth it. Blows them up, no problem with a Chastised Pauldron already purchased by Liu Bong if things weren't difficult enough.
Oh my lord. Ling's been doing such a good job of playing that damage control game, just staying in the sides and keeping that lead from getting away too far from her. But now it's Liu Bong back again ahead with a Chastised Pauldron. She knows exactly what's a threat to her. It's just the carry right now, the shredder down from the sky. So with the Chastised Pauldron, I don't even think Ling can actually do what she's been able to do on Liu Bong right now to dominate that lane.
So what's the order as of yet, right? Because the way that I'm thinking about it, Fa has been using their abilities too soon to try and disengage. I think the heavy spin needs to be the disengage at this point, right? You gotta sell that Fa's going to engage, and then maybe Lima gets a pick and you can wombo combo with the Mystic Gush. That's what I'm thinking.
That's what I'm thinking too. It's just all about the combo. That's why Lemma has been put in this really tough spot to just constantly go for anyone she can find. Usually that'll be good. If you're snowballing on the board, anybody kick is dead with the carry as well, right? So an extra guarantee. But the fact that these frontliners have all those items just gives Lemma an even tougher time. At least for Ling, she can constantly just push in top lane. She can constantly put pressure where Kyoe is going to be the only person who can actually deal with those waves on the Harley. But now it comes back to GXP. Have they learned from their mistakes yesterday on the Akai, on this kind of composition? Can they play to pull back instead of going aggressive the way they've been doing in the group stage? Great spot by Sophia. Again, it's Ling up top, setting up the waves for GXP, but GCT hold control over this bottom wave. Again, the heavy spin!
It's very early, and the Black Dragon form has been committed. They're even using the conceal to chase into the back line. Ling has to keep on pushing at this point in time. Fatal Links gonna connect on one. RWM on top of Sophia. Mystic Gush to slow things down. The Black Dragon is on top of Fa, but notice that the inhibitor is getting attacked, and finally GCT realize what's going on as they deny the recalls. This could be a potential backdoor, but the waves is done, and now we're back to this even state. GCT, they've already picked up the kill onto Sophia. They send their Yi back as they should be able to get this Lord for absolutely free.
GCT playing with fire, going all in on that fight, and it was a good play by GXP to try to hold them back, but initially it was Fa on the heavy spin that was just so off. It looked awkward. And it was on to Kueho.
That's another thing. I understand that you want to make sure you get rid of that like big AoE ult, because it's the only thing that's going to find that counter engage besides the Black Dragon form or the RWM. I think the GXP at this point, they got to play off of Lima no matter what.
Whoa. Aggressive move. It's a conceal even though it's
No flicker.
already read out. Yeah, she knows.
It's, I mean, they do get the initial stun out. No projectile at this point, but it's on such a low cooldown that it doesn't really matter. And you can tell that Tokyo having the time of her life, able to hit these targets from outside the range. Ling, deep position. Oh, already revealed by that mid-wave. Kyoei
In 1v1.
Oh, this is not going to look that great for them. Because Ling trying to make the attempt to slow down this wave, to try and desynchronize it. Good recall on the hat trick. And you can tell, nobody can really keep up with that speed, but at the same time, nobody really wants to die. So Fatal Links gets onto 2. Winnie gonna make the attempt to try and take Hueho out. The heavy spin looks good, disengages. Now Link can get into the fight. Tokyo goes down. Sophia able to find in the back line as Link continues to push forward. Kyoei, the next to fall to Winnie as GXP take back the space.
They break the box. That's been a big problem for them the entire game. GCT have just hunkered down with their composition here, playing pure front to back. GXP finally find a way to tear that box apart, and it was through Ling again, constantly waiting in the back, cutting the waves, making GCT look, and heck, baiting Kyoei's deadly magic. That gave all of the space for finally Winnie and Sophia to get damage done onto the frontliners, while Ling could use that distraction to dive straight onto Tokyo, who's 0, 2, and 5. She went for a glass cannon build despite that first death, and she's feeling it definitely here. Damage taken rankings though. Fa taking a whole lot of damage next to Hueho, Lemma and Ling following up next, and that's where you can really see that GXP, they can take the damage. They can go for these fights. It's just their damage allocation in the last few fights haven't been too good.
Okay, Hueho in a position to re-engage, but now gets the back line into Black Giant for the combos. Perfect! Sonjikan takes out Sophia, and even with an immortality, Fa getting punished for the mistakes. Luckily, Winnie and Lima are able to get out of this, but all that pressure surmounted to nothing much as GCT take control of this game again.
And you just have to ask the question, when will this lesson be learned from GXP, the instant heavy spin? GXP, Winnie and Lemma are doing a good job. The deadly magic lands. That's an immortality gone for sure.
Can't do much about that. Tries to get to the fountain in time, but unfortunately still goes down. Again, wasted economy here. Despite it being dead even, the economy is important just to make sure you have, you know, enough money to start swapping your items. But this Lord should be the last one if GCT takes it.
It's free. There's no way for GXP to contest unless Ling gets it, but there's no way she walks up. There's Hueho right there to chain CC her, and even just clearing out the wave might be a bit too much to ask for.
All right, I mean, they're going to wombo combo Link for sure, right? Still with the immortality, still has flicker, but he's dead. Fortunately, okay, instantly exploded, no way to get out of this. With that, I think that's the final nail in the coffin, right? By the time it spawns, add another 10 seconds, yeah, she'll still be dead.
It spawns right now. Ling will be down. She was the saving grace for GXP, someone that can actually stagger those waves while also looking for those flanks to really threaten this box. Now, no one can threaten the box. The only one who can is Fa. But I think at this point, when you're playing around the base, you want to use the heavy spin to peel for your carries instead of going in for a pick. This could be the Lord that ends the game. It very well looks like it.
I mean, they've got the extra damage reduction as they're looking to put the final attack here. Close out game number 1. GXP, they gotta be careful because, man, the damage from Tokyo, they can't really do much about it as well. Deadly Magic already out as Black Dragon form, should zone the rest. Heavy Spin finally comes out a little late, but to now, it should be over. They can't close the distance. Lima gets the kick, but unfortunately, the Lord is just too powerful. That's game number 1, going over to Geltek Cyber Team.
Well played, disciplined, cold, in the nature of the Ice Queen. Kyoei dealt with it so well.